everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Cassie. I create social media tips and tricks videos as well as fashion, beauty, and lifestyle videos. Today we are doing a little makeup Monday featuring some amazing products from Merit Beauty. They are partnering with me on this video, so make sure you check out Merit Beauty. My link will be the first link in the description. I will talk about them a little bit more in the video, so let's just get right on into this. For this tutorial, I took my Shape Tape concealer in the shade 16N. And I am just blending that onto my lids just to give me a little bit of a base to work with. And I will be taking the Tartelette Toasted palette to give me a nice fall look here. And I'm going to take these little things from e.l.f. These are the Line and Define tape strips, just so I can get a nice defined line on either side. Okay, that's that. So first I'm just going to speed through this so it doesn't take very long. Okay, now that I'm pretty sure I'm done with the eyeshadow for now, so I'm just going to take these off. And it just makes like a nice line on the shadow there. Actually, I'm going to take this fluffy brush and the color Cashmere in here and just kind of buff into this inner corner a little bit to blend things out. Okay, mascara. I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer Base and the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. So I'm going to do that real quick. The funny thing about my eyelashes, let me zoom in so you guys can see. If you look at these eyelashes, they're naturally curly, and these are not. For some reason, these started curling randomly, and these didn't. Why? I don't know. Sorry for the stupid bird outside. Anyway, I'm just using my Revlon eyelash curler on the eye that does not curl. And just giving that a nice little curl. My eyelashes also don't hold a curl, so that doesn't help. Anyway, with this, with my eyelashes not matching, this has complicated my lash routine because I have to spend more time on one eye to try to get it to match the other. So I'm gonna let the primer dry on that eye while I do this eye. Now I'm going to take my little lash separator and just kind of brush through the eyelashes carefully. You don't want to poke your eye out. And then I'm going to take the curler again and give them a couple little more pumps with that, just to try to keep them curled throughout the day, or to somewhat match the other eye the best I can. Because it's not easy. Then I'll go in immediately with the mascara. Okay, so that is the mascara routine. Okay, so I take the e.l.f. Putty Primer and I put that in my T-zone, just on my nose and my forehead, kind of here in that area. I use the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator, which works wonderfully for this. And just buff that in. I am experiencing some dairy-induced acne on my forehead because I can't resist a cheese board. But that is working its way out of my system. Leave a like down below if you also have acne because of dairy. And if you have adult acne and are not sure why and you eat dairy, try to take dairy out of your diet if possible. It may help your acne more than you think. And on the rest of my face, I'm going to take the e.l.f. Halo Glow Primer. If you can get your hands on this, I'll try to link it down below. This stuff is amazing. Just kind of putting a couple little lines, trying to avoid my acne best I can because it does kind of emphasize the texture, as will any glowy primer really. And mind just buffing this in. And I'm using an e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush for that, but you can also use a beauty blender. I do prefer it with the brush though. Look at that like glow it just gives. It looks so luminous and like healthy. That's on. I'm going to take my Kulfi Beauty Main Match Concealer in the shade Cocoa Crush. I was sent this a while back. I am really liking it. And just kind of taking that over the acne I have and anything I want to cover up. And in the spots where I want just a little bit of coverage. I'm not really one to have a full like foundation routine all the time. I just don't feel like my skin needs it. And I feel like the more makeup I put on, the more irritated my skin will get. So just trying to spot conceal where I need and letting the rest just kind of be. And that's something I really like about the e.l.f. Primer as well, is that it just kind of helps emphasize your natural skin. And I'm just taking the e.l.f. Complexion Duo to buff that in. Kind of like stippling it over the acne to make sure that the coverage stays where I want. And you guys can see how well that concealer is just blending in and covering the acne that I have on my forehead. And this concealer is very natural finish, and it does kind of self-set, so you don't need a lot of powder with it. And I have oily skin, so I do set in the T-zone, which I will show you in a little bit. But it's super natural looking as well. Just making sure everything's nice and blended in, kind of in a stippling, kind of swirling motion with the brush. Okay, now we are going to move into some very exciting products from Merit Beauty. So Merit Beauty is working with me on this video, and you can use my link down in the description box. And every first purchase comes with this cute little makeup bag, and your products will be inside of it. So they sent me over their new Bronze Balm bronzing stick. I got the shade Clay, and their Brown 1980 volumizing pomade in the shade Brown. I'm super excited to try both of these out. Let's just dive right into it and start with the bronzing balm. First thing I noticed about this packaging is, of course, it's this gorgeous gold color. And it is a little bit lighter weight than I expected, but I love the shape of the bronzer itself. It just has the perfect like sculpting shape, so you can just pop it right on. I am going to just put this on where I usually contour. So right here on the tops of my cheekbones. And I did get a shade lighter than what I usually get because I didn't want it to be too extreme. We are moving into fall and winter, so my skin isn't as as dark as it usually is. And putting that on the nose as well. So this is going on really creamy. I'm gonna put some on the jawline as well. I'm just going to take this little stippling brush to blend it out, just kind of precisely keeping it in those areas that I like my bronzer to be. I've been really into cream bronzers, which is why I was so excited when they reached out to me. Okay, this is blending in nicely and just giving a really natural sculpted look to the face. It's just bronzing the skin just enough. It's not too dark. It actually looks really, really nice on the cheekbones. I'm liking the way it looks. It's not too intense looking, but you can tell that there is like a shadow there. And on the nose, I do go a little bit overboard with my nose contour at first, and then I put a concealer on to just kind of blend it out further. And blending that down into the neck as well. I love the way that looks. This was the Bronze Balm in Clay. I probably would buy a shade darker if I were to use this in the summer consistently, because it is a little bit less noticeable on camera, but it is a tiny bit light for what I like my contour to be, although I do like the finish. Okay, to stick with Merit Beauty, we're going to move into their brow pomade. This is a volumizing pomade to give you kind of 80s style brows. Now, again, first thing that I noticed when I pulled this out is the packaging. I am just going to kind of unscrew it here and show you what we're working with. So at first when I opened this, I thought that this shorter part was going to be the handle, but this longer bit is the handle. So it doesn't look like you get too much product in here. You get 0.08 ounces, which isn't a bunch, but I will try this out and see how long it lasts. I will let you all know how it lasts over on my Instagram. So I'm just going to apply this to my brows. I do like a more natural looking brow, but I do like my brows to be really fluffy looking. So let's do this, if I can do this with the right hand. I would probably like to use this before I do my face so I can clean up the edges a little easier. I'm gonna have to go back in and clean those up. But overall, I'm liking the way it's looking so far. It does give just the perfect like fluffy look to the brows. I am interested to see how long it holds though, because I do really like that kind of like laminated brow look. Although if you had your brows laminated, it would probably work really well. Yeah, I really like this one. Okay, let me clean up the edges here. I'm going to just kind of take my little brush and just kind of buff away at that extra powder that ended up on there. Okay, I really like the shade for one. The shade works really well. A lot of my camera just overheated and I thought I lost that entire last clip. What I was going to say before my camera really cut me off was the brown tone of this product is very neutral and works amazingly. A lot of browns usually pull red on me, and this looks amazing. But I got my brows done. I really like this brow look. Once I get my hair kind of touched up, it will look a little bit better, but I love a dark brow. I love the natural look that this gives, and it doesn't require an extra step of like a pencil and then a powder. It fills in wonderfully and just defines the brows really naturally looking. So I would highly recommend the Merit 1980 Brow. I absolutely love this. The bronze balm I also like. I just wish I would have gotten a shade darker. I do really like the natural sculpt that it brought to the face as well. And again, you can use the link down in my description box. It will be the first line of the description to shop Merit Beauty. Okay, so finishing up the face here, I'm just taking my color corrector on the inner corner of my eye here, just to cancel out some of that dark circle that I have. And just taking that, blending that out just a little bit. It doesn't take a lot just to brighten that under eye bit right there. And taking my Rare Beauty concealer, just popping that on the inner corner and then kind of flicking it out at the end of my eye. And a tiny, tiny bit on the top of my nose, the bridge of my nose right there. And taking my beauty sponge and just blending that in. And the tip I have for the nose contour, if you do like to go just a little bit more extreme, I do go a little bit heavy-handed with it at times because it is hard to get a precise contour on the nose for a lot of people. So I like to just kind of go in with it messily and then clean it up with the concealer like I'm doing now, and it just makes your nose look perfect. Now I'm going to set the face starting with my under eyes. I'm just going to use my Brighten Up powder on a little rectangular, or a little triangle sponge. I'm just kind of patting that in the eye. I found that this sets the powder best. You can go a little heavy-handed with it and then brush away the excess when it's set for a little bit. And put a little bit on the nose as well to brighten that up. And just setting the rest of the face with a little bit of powder as well. I don't like to use a ton of powder recently because I do like the glowy look, but I do need to set the face because I am oily and it will just come off during the day. Just dusting a little bit of powder all over the face. I do love the way that the Merit Beauty bronze balm really settled into the skin. It's looking super natural, and I absolutely love the finish that it gave. Even when it's set, you can just see like I just love the way that it's looking on the face. Okay, now that that's set, I'm gonna brush off the excess under my eyes. And we're gonna move on to blush and highlight, and we are almost done here. So I'm going to take my baked blush that I've been using recently for fall. This is just a super like gorgeous shade with a little bit of shimmer in it. Again, I want to keep the skin glowy during the fall, even though the matte look is more in during the fall. I feel like this year the trend is just glowy all over and all the time. Just taking a little bit of that and dusting it on my cheekbones with a stippling brush, or a duo fiber brush like this. I don't know who I saw use this first, but like it was a genius idea. And just taking the excess on the nose. Okay, and moving on to highlighter, I'm taking the Benefit Cookie Highlighter and just dusting a tiny bit. I haven't really been into like super intense highlights, but just want to put a tiny bit right on the tippy tops of the cheekbones, just to kind of finish off the look here, just to give it a little bit. And going to set my face, the Morphe setting spray. Just give that a little bit. And last step, bottom lashes. Just popping some of that Milk Makeup Mascara on there as well, just a little bit. And I do recommend doing this after your setting spray, because if you don't, your mascara will rub off on your under eyes. Okay, last step here, I'm going to pop on a lip crayon real quick. This is ColourPop Z Boys Lip Crayon, and just kind of, just a little bit of color. And that is the finished look. So overall, the Merit Beauty products, I really like them. I like the eyebrows. They look great. Feels like they're gonna hold all day, so I will definitely be using that one a lot, as well as the Bronze Balm. I love just the natural sculpted look it gave the skin, and it will be great for the winter time. That shade Clay will be great for my skin in the winter when I'm a little bit more pale. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to check out Merit Beauty down in the description. It will be the first link at the top of the description box. I hope you guys will catch me in my next video, and don't forget to follow all my other socials linked down below, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.